My name is Christina Rucker, and this is for online speech class. And my title is Divorce, A Chance to Rebuild. How many of you are planners? Show of hands. I'm a huge planner. If plan A doesn't work, I got 25 more letters of the alphabet to go. One thing I did not plan on was being diagnosed with cancer 5.5 months pregnant with my third child. Another thing I definitely did not plan on was that being the easy path that I was to travel. I'm not going to tell you that divorce is easy and that you're better off. But what I can tell you is that that old life may be over, but a new one has just begun. Divorce is a life-altering experience. But there are ways to not just survive, but thrive in the aftermath, including recognition, recovery, and rebuilding. What I like to call the 3 R's. Let's begin with recognition versus resignation. Resignation means giving up because you believe that there are no options. Acceptance, on the other hand, simply means looking that the situation has happened and acknowledge it exists. Resignation is followed by helplessness, whereas acceptance, you can choose to act accordingly. It opens up choices. Nit Shah blogs in IcarusInstitute.com. In 2014, the CDC reported that there were 813,862 divorces. The average cost of divorce is anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000, says Bruce Cameron in the Huffington Post. With that said, start with recognizing where you are financially. Whether you lost half your income due to your spouse's income, paying alimony, child support. Moneycrashers.com says, look at your expenses at the current time and honestly evaluate your financial situation from a pure numbers perspective. Another important factor is to recognize where you are emotionally. The Mayo Clinic reports that holding on to negative feelings can bring anger and bitterness into every relationship and new experiences. You can become depressed or anxious. These may also manifest physically as well, and WebMD reports numerous side effects such as increased blood pressure, increased cortisol levels. Once you've recognized and accepted your finances, your emotional and physical well-being, you can then decide which steps to take to create the required change to life as a single person. Which brings me to my second R, recovery. Financial recovery may be at the top of your list. And thanks to an article in Time, they laid out some strategies. Step 1, start today. Time equals interest. List your goals. Focus on what can be controlled. Invest in yourself. Joe O'Boyle is a financial advisor in Beverly Hills, and he states that he had a client who went back to school to improve her income as well as her skill set, but also walked away with more confidence and a boosted self-esteem. Last but certainly not least, live within your means. O'Boyle also states that to review and manage your budget so that monthly expenses remain below take-home pay. Creating responsible new spending habits and accepting how to live within your means is a priority. Worth Kilcrest, a grief psychologist, says in Psychology Today, it's not so much that time heals all wounds, but it's what you do with that time that heals. Which brings me to another step in recovery. It's a working, active process, not a passive one. Forgiveness is another step in recovery. An article in the Mayo Clinic provides a few guidelines. Recognize and forgive, and how that forgiveness can improve your life. Identify what needs healing and who needs to be forgiven. And most of all, forgiveness is a process. And even small hurts may need to be revisited and forgiven over and over and over again. They also recommend considering joining a support group or seeing a counselor. Rebuilding a new life is daunting, so let me break it down with my third R, rebuilding. Reinventing and redefining. In the Business Forum 3 Years Research, an article called Survivor 101, Daniel Burrus goes on to say, you must continually reinvent and redefine. If it's true in a successful business, it's also true in a successful life. To reinvent is to change something so much that it appears entirely new, whereas redefining is to re-examine or reevaluate something with the view of change, a new perspective. Burroughs also says transformation is going to happen all around us, to us, but reinvention, on the other hand, will only happen if we make the decision to do it. And here are 3 simple concepts to help guide the way: purpose, mission, and vision. A purpose is where you begin. It's the why you're doing what you're doing. It's what inspires you to make a difference. Your mission follows a path. A mission-driven path will be direct, and you'll be doing what matters. Your vision is your destination. It's where you want to be in the near or distant future. Your mission is your vision in action, connecting purpose with impact. By examining your wants and goals, you can follow the why, the how, and the what to get you there. I mean, who doesn't want to redo? Who doesn't want to start over? This is an opportunity that's a blessing to build something beautiful out of ashes. Divorce is an end of a relationship, but is not the end of you. With the 3 R's, recognizing and accepting where you are at this time, you can walk a path of healing and recovery, and thus begin to rebuild an amazing, fulfilling life as a whole, single person with a purpose, a mission, and a vision. Thank you.